Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you something very different you've not seen on my channel before. What I'm about to share with you is called brown fish stew, or rather how to make brown fish stew with rice and peas. If you've ever traveled to Jamaica before, or you've ever had any Jamaican recipe, please let me know what you think in the comment section, or what you've had in those restaurants that you've ever visited, home and abroad. And keep watching this video because trust me, you're going to learn something very different and new from what you've known before. The first thing I'm doing right now is washing my rice. I have here 1 cup of basmati aeroplane rice, but if you don't have basmati rice, please feel free to use whatever kind of rice you have. I like to wash my rice until the water is crystal clear. I know that it is ready, and then I'll transfer this into my bowl. I'm actually cooking with my rice cooker, but you can do this with your gas top. And then I'm adding 1 cup of water. I always say this: 1 cup of basmati rice equal 1 cup of water. Guys, do not over water your rice, it's not going to be nice. And then I'm adding my coconut milk. If you don't like coconut milk, please skip this part, but if you want to do typical rice and peas, girl, boy, you need this. And then I'm gonna add my salt. Sorry, my sink is a bit messy because of the milk. And then I'm adding my black pepper. Now black pepper is just to spicing up our rice to make sure it is not tasteless. And I'm going to add in my garlic powder, and I'll just stir this a bit. And do not forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. And here I'm also adding my spring onion, just like so, and I'll set this straight into my rice cooker. Here my rice is half cooked. As you can see, it is fluffy, it is not soggy because I did the right calculation. And then I'm adding here my red kidney beans, but if you have the raw one, you can cook it directly with the rice. But you know, the canned stuff, they're actually softer than the usual, so I just put this halfway into my cooking. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Please stay tuned because you're going to learn something you can make for the weekend, you can make during the week. It is not difficult. So I'm going to set this back into my rice cooker to cook for about 7 to 8 minutes, and then it is done. Here I'm making my spices, so mixing my spices for my fish. I'm adding my salt, and I'm also going to add in my thyme. If you have the fresh thyme, please go ahead and use that. And I'm also going to add a generous amount of garlic powder. I love garlic, so do not be surprised. And I'm also going to add here my hot chili flakes. Hot chili flakes is optional. If you don't have it, don't bother using it. And lastly, I'm going to throw in my cayenne pepper. Mix this together before we jump right into our fish. I'm using croaker fish for this recipe, but if you have tilapia fish, if you have the snapper fish, please go ahead and use whatever fish that you like cooking with. And then I'm going to put in my spices and let this sit for 30 minutes before I will fry them. Here I have my bell peppers. Well, in the few seconds you're going to keep watching this video, you're going to see how I actually prep my vegetables, my tomatoes, my onion, my spring onion, my hot pepper and my garlic. I sort of like to prep my things before I cook with it. I know some people feel like it takes a whole lot of time, but girl, this is how I love to do it. I like to prep first before I continue cooking. Now I'm frying my fish. I'm actually using my deep fryer, but if you have your air fryer, you can use that. Some people don't like too much oil in their fishes, but this is what I like to do personally because I don't have an air fryer. If I have an air fryer, oh my god, I will pull a lot of recipe for you guys here on my channel, but make sure that it is golden and crispy and not burnt. Here I'm making my brown mixture. I have 1 cup of water into my bowl, and I'm also going to add my ketchup. Now ketchup is very traditional if you're making the real deal, but if you don't want that, if you don't like the tangy taste, please take it out. And now I have my brownie. I got this from the supermarket. I was actually thinking it was going to be very expensive, but lo and behold, it was one of the cheapest item I got today. After adding my brownie, I'm going to mix this together, practically mixing this together. And guys, look at the color, it is so beautiful. I love the color. I had to keep whisking, and after whisking, I'm going to keep this aside while we jump into the rest. In my pan, I'm throwing in my chopped garlic. Make sure that this doesn't get burnt. Stick very close to your pan. And I'm also going to add in my onion to this. If you have your white onion, please use it as well. And then I'll add in my hot pepper. People call this suka pepper, but I don't know, it's hot pepper for me. And then I'm adding in my spring onion. Stir this a bit to make sure all the flavors are mixing. And then I'll add in my chopped tomatoes. Don't skip this part, guys. Make sure you have your fresh tomatoes handy, because it is one important part of this recipe. And then I'm also going to add in my chopped bell pepper and just mix them together, just to soften my vegetables a bit. Like, it's a bit crunchy and a bit soft, like in between. Let's use the word in between. And then I'm adding in my thyme, just a little bit of thyme. If you have the fresh thyme, this is where it comes really handy. And I'm also going to add in my garlic powder, just like so, and also my black pepper, just a bit of it to just give it a little heat in the food. And then my salt. And do not forget our seasoning. If you have the soy sauce, you can use this, but this is what I have and I want to use for this particular recipe. But if you have your soy sauce, you can also substitute for the seasoning. And then I'll just cover this and come back to check it. As you can see here, our vegetable is ready, and I'll just throw in my fried fish and mix up together. Just make sure that the ingredients are properly mixed in. And now this is time for me to throw in my brown mixture. As you can see, it's already browning up the whole thing. Like, I don't even tell you guys, you need to try this food. I'm not playing, you need to try this particular recipe. So I'm just going to let this cook up a little bit, like for 3 minutes, and then I'll come back to check it finally. Back to our brown fish stew. Now I'm going to throw in a little bit of unsalted butter to my fish. Now this makes the whole thing stand out. The word out. And just let it melt a couple of seconds and it is ready, just like so. Easy peasy. So if you're from Jamaica or you've had this before, I need to see your comment in the comment section of this video. And of course, the next clip you're going to see is how I would be enjoying this wonderful delicacy. Just like so, food is ready. That is my rice and peas. I made extra plantain on the side, and I'm also going to have this with my fresh watermelon. If you've not had brown stew fish yet, then I suggest you grab a fish somewhere after watching this video and make yours ASAP. I hope you guys enjoyed this content, and I'm going to see you next week on my channel. Please stay safe. Mwah! Bye.